The BASE network currently has a TVL of almost $3 billion. Look, in September, it was sitting at 1.5 billion, then it hit 3 billion, and now it's slightly below 3 billion. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make passive income on your cryptocurrency assets on the BASE network. Of course, we're trying to go for the highest APR possible, but not get too risky. And just as a side note, I can't believe Bitcoin is worth over $80,000 right now. Just 2 weeks ago, I could not imagine this happening. So first thing we want to do is go over to metrics.finance. If you don't know what this website is, it's basically a website / software that can help you find liquidity pools and where you can simulate your liquidity pool returns. If you don't know what the liquidity as a service business model is, or what liquidity pools are, I have a ton of videos covering it, but really quick, it's basically when you are a liquidity provider and you get paid out the fees that the traders are paying when they swap one asset for another. So if someone wanted to swap ETH for, let's just say AAVE, say they wanted to swap 0.3 ETH for 5 AAVE, they would be paying a $2.35 fee. Now, a percentage of this fee would get paid out to you as the liquidity provider. So think about it, if there's a ton of trades going on every single day and a ton of traders are paying fees, then there's a lot of money that's getting paid out every single day to liquidity providers just like me. So going back to Metrics Finance, we're gonna go ahead and go to the Discover tab at the top, and for selecting an exchange, I'm gonna go ahead and select all, and then for networks, of course, I'm gonna select BASE. I'm going to uncheck the Ethereum network since our video is about BASE. Now, we have 352 pools to sort through. That is too many to go through one by one, so let's set up some parameters. This is where the Metrics Finance software comes in so helpful. So let's first sort by fees APR. I want to look at stuff that I can get more than 10% APR per year, and I want to filter out some of those meme pools. Like, look at this, Miggles to USDZ. I don't know what this is. It says it's giving 866% fees APR and almost 3000% rewards APR. I want to filter out pools like that could be like memes or pump and dumps, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and set my fees APR to lower than 85%. Now we have 106 pools to sort through. Now for the TVL, let's look at pools that have higher than $1.2 million TVL. So now we have 17 pools to sort through. This is great. Again, by putting this TVL filter to only look at pools with over $1.2 million TVL, we're trying to sort out those pools that could have meme coins and that could be scams. So first of all, I like to look at pools that contain assets that I'm bullish on or pools that contain assets that I'm already familiar with. First, let's take a look at this USDC to wrapped ETH pool over on Uniswap and BASE. This is a very blue chip position. It says it has a fees APR of 13%, but don't worry, when we select our range and tighten up the range, the fees APR can rise. Now let's go ahead and simulate it in a new tab. So I'm going to right click on simulate, open it up in a new tab. Now for the simulation, I'm going to set my deposit amount at $10,000. And here is where you can look at the correlation chart. You can see how correlated these assets are. You can check out the average APR and the volume history. We can see that over on November 6th, there was a ton of volume, $144 million. That's a lot. And the first thing I like to do when I look at the correlation chart is change the calculation range over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at it in the past 90 days to see how it's performed. And then I'm going to zoom back in maybe to like 20 days, just check it out. And to try to simulate the most accurate return, I'm going to set it to about a 12-day calculation range. Now I'm going to change my min and max price. I'm going to move down this min price a bit, change my max price a bit. This could be a solid range. I may have to do some readjustments if I were to take on exposure to this though. But right now we're looking at about 44% yearly APR according to the simulation. So with a $10,000 deposit amount, we could be getting $4,400 per year or $361 monthly. With this current setup, we'd be taking on 44% exposure to wrapped ETH and 55% exposure to USDC. And by changing our range, we can actually change that. For example, if we move the max price slider to the right, we take on more exposure to USDC and less exposure to wrapped ETH. And if we go ahead and move it to the left, it's vice versa. Same thing for the min price. If you move it to the right, we take on more exposure to USDC and left more exposure to wrapped ETH. Now from here, the next steps would be to research these assets, Wrapped ETH and USDC. These are both pretty blue chip assets, so if you're comfortable with these and want to potentially take on exposure to them, go ahead and hit save to the portfolio in the top right. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. I'm really trying to make these videos better just for you guys. So now I went over to the build section in the top right and we can see our pool that we added. So with a 12-day calculation range, we'd be estimated to get $5.47 per day on a $10,000 deposit amount. Now I just clicked the build button at the top of Metrics Finance. We can head over to an overview of the pools we added to our portfolio. So far we just have one. Remember, there are risks to this type of DeFi investing, such as divergence loss. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do with your assets. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion. But let's go ahead and check out some other opportunities. So we have Arrow to Wrapped ETH. We can look at this one right here. I'm going to simulate it. Now it's showing 50% APR, and if we tighten up the range, we can see even higher APR, such as like 83%. But I personally would not want to take on exposure to this, and I'll tell you why. People over on Aerodrome are earning Arrow tokens, and in order to be able to use those Arrow tokens in their bank account or have it as fiat currency, they would first have to either sell it to USDC or sell it to an exchange, etc. And selling these Arrow tokens could cause the price of the Arrow token to go down. So I personally am not too bullish on Arrow. Maybe it's a great token that could go up a ton. I just personally wouldn't want to take on exposure to it. So I stay away from Arrow pools. But especially with the bull run in the crypto markets going up lately, it's definitely possible to milk out some APR. So I'm not saying it's not possible. You could get some solid APR on your investment. I just personally am not going to go too in depth on the Arrow pools because I'm not too bullish on the coin. I want to make sure I'm being transparent with you guys. Here we have Wrapped SUI over to Wrapped Ethereum over on Aerodrome. We can check it out. This pool is giving out fees APR and rewards APR. I'm going to go ahead and simulate it in a new tab. Now online, I'm always seeing videos about SUI. I personally have not done my due diligence and researched into it. So I personally don't know if it's an asset I'd want to take on exposure to or not, but I'd love to explore the liquidity pool, this pool right here. So let's take a look. The TVL is 2.34 million. And these assets are 83% correlated. Some of these features that I'm showing in this video are only available on the pro version of Metrics. The pro version of Metrics makes things so much easier, and you can see things such as correlation and a longer calculation range like 90 days and more. So I'm going to check out the 90-day calculation range, then I'm going to put it back to about 30 days. Maybe I'll do like 22 actually. So now I'm going to go ahead and change the min price and change the max price a bit. I'm going to go even closer on the calculation range since the bull run has started, and I want to hopefully have a more accurate representation of APR. So with this max price and this min price, we'd be getting about 75% APR. This could be really solid. And with a $10,000 deposit amount, it's saying we would be getting $7,500 per year or over $600 a month. Now, I have not done my due diligence in Wrapped SUI, so that is for you to do. I'm just showing you what is possible with these liquidity pools. Taking a look at the volume history, you can see it had a low day here on November 2nd of 600,000 in volume, but it had a day of over 6 million on November 10th, which was yesterday. So that's a pretty big difference. You can also scroll down and check out the rewards history. This is pretty cool as well. So this could be a solid opportunity. Our next steps would be to do some more due diligence on this. I want to let you guys know about the DeFi Elite Suite. It's where the best DeFi community meets the best DeFi software. So if you're tired of struggling with DeFi, our goal is to help you turn your losses into gains. Are you someone who is frustrated by unexpected divergence loss, or someone who's overwhelmed by complex DeFi analytics? Or are you simply feeling like your passive income isn't passive enough? Well, we are here to help you. Our goal is to help you find profitable liquidity pools and take your DeFi journey to the next level. The DeFi Elite Suite is your all-in-one solution. Here's exactly what you'll get. You'll get a year access to the Metrics Pro software, also a year access to the DeFi Excel community, and you'll get a private onboarding session. This will be a one-on-one call where we can walk you through the Metrics Pro software, and you're free to ask us any questions you'd like. We're also giving away our new DeFi Elite Starter Guide. So Metrics Pro on its own is usually $480 a year, and DeFi Excel on its own is normally $420 a year, but you can get DeFi Excel, Metrics Pro, along with a one-on-one onboarding session and the DeFi Elite Starter Guide, all for $500 today. For $500, you get a year access to all of these things. So join the DeFi Elite Suite today and click the link in the description down below. Now, there's not too many more opportunities over on the BASE network. So with our current filters, it seems like there's not too many more solid opportunities I want to look at. So I'm going to raise the fees APR. Let's look at stuff that has higher than 10% and lower than, let's say, 120%. So here we have spec to wrapped ETH. Let's check out this. I'm going to go ahead and simulate it in a new tab. It's showing enticing returns, so let's take a look. These assets are 36% correlated, and the volume history is a bit mixed. You can see it was pretty low in mid-October, then it spiked up end of October, and then now it is back to about 400,000, 300,000 in volume a day. I'm just going to check out the calculation range, zoom out on this. Now I'm going to zoom back in to about 20 days. So with this current min price and max price, it says we're getting 122% yearly APR. Now that's pretty awesome. I need to do some due diligence and research to check out what spec is. A solid way to start your due diligence is going to CoinGecko, typing in spec. We can see the asset, we can see its market cap, and we can scroll down and go to its website. I assume this token has something to do with AI by looking at the website, but I could be wrong. But from here, you can go ahead and start your due diligence and research. But these returns look super enticing, so this is definitely something that we could take a look into. Again, make sure to subscribe, click the bell to turn on notifications, and comment below what I could help you with or what you'd like me to make a video about. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.